Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Seth.
We're outside again.
We are outside again. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
A beautiful day. And we were talking about where we wanted to do the update, and I asked about doing it out here. We're actually out in the picnic pavilion at the west end of the building, and you can see over my shoulder is the memorial garden. And this is a great space. This is a great outdoor space. And one of the reasons I asked about having our midweek update here is I've had a couple of conversations out here with people who were looking for some pastoral conversation in the last about week and a half. And I thought it might be helpful for all of you to know that if you need to have a pastoral conversation with one of us, and that will include Amy when she comes, you could ask for that, and this would be a good place to do it. We can sit at either end of a picnic table and have a conversation. It's just a nice spot to be. So that's why we're out here, just to show you the space and to make that offer.
We're going to give a few updates here about things that are ongoing and things that are upcoming as well. I wanted to give you just another update about this Children's Disaster Services Project. We showed the assembly of the kits last week in the FLC, and those are finished now. And now we are just collecting and sort of wrapping up things there. So far we've raised over $4,000. So that's, pretty just incredible generosity so far towards this ministry. And we're putting together all of the videos and photos that were taken during the assembly process, but we also want to include any pictures you have of service-related work that you've done in the past. And a particular prompt for this week is if you've been on a Brethren Disaster Ministries trip or some kind of service learning trip of like disaster service-related. So send those to us. And if you think next week will be our last week of collecting money and doing the educational opportunities that you'll find in the newsletter on Facebook. Maybe you haven't done any of those yet. You could just, and don't feel like, I can't catch up. There's not a lot to each one. There might seem like a lot of verbiage, but there's stuff geared towards children and stuff geared towards adults. So, there's still time to go through all of those if you wanted. And if you want to take any of those pictures from any of those prompts or so give to the project, you can do that through July 5th. And we'll celebrate on that Sunday with a video of all of these offerings, as well as an update on the kits being sent out and where they're going, and just sort of wrapping things up there on the 5th of July.
That video will be shown during worship, so it'll be part of the worship service. Yeah, that's good. It didn't sound like you were putting too much pressure on them to further their disaster education, but a little expectation there of going back and catching up if they've been falling behind.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just all in one kind of, for those that are, watching a lot of, Netflix or shows from the library or whatnot, just
if you've been falling behind on your Christian education, you would give credit to them for that?
Yes, you can get all your credit, for this first quarter.
And it's important because this is like Seth is coming down to the wire on his influence over our Christian education program, because when Amy comes, she's going to be taking responsibility for Christian education. So we want you to finish strong in that area. So we can help. We can help by doing that. That's good. That's good. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that we usually have communion during worship in June. So we have communion in January, Love Feast on Monday, Thursday, communion and worship in June, and then Love Feast again in October. We're running out of Sundays in June, and I have been thinking about that, and I thought maybe we would just wait a little bit longer and have communion during worship sometime in July. and I'd like for Amy to be here. I think it would be nice for her to be in our worship setting with us when we do that. So we'll let you know ahead of time so that you can have your communion elements ready on a Sunday morning when we're going to celebrate communion during our live stream worship. So that was another thing that I wanted to mention. And I was also wondering whether you wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening with youth. We haven't heard anything about that for a while, what's going on, and give us a little bit of that.
Yeah, last time that we talked about what the youth were up to outside of Youth Sunday, we were talking about the Zoom calls that we were doing with senior high and junior high. And in talking with youth and parents, we are going to be transitioning now to some in-person gatherings outside. So might be in this space here at the church where we are right now, or outside in the yard, or might be in people's backyards. And so working with parents right now and scheduling those, as well as with Paul Freimiller, maybe going to go down the river
Nice.
as well. So on
Nice.
kayaks and canoes. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and it sounds like youth and parents are as well, the opportunity to be together in that way. So we're going to be transitioning in that way here, maybe as soon as this Sunday night, looking to get together with the senior
Good.
high at our
Good.
place in our backyard. So yeah.
Okay. I guess the only other thing in terms of sharing what's going on is we do want to remind you that that Amy is starting her work with us next week. She's been moving into her house this week and will complete that move on Sunday. She finishes up with Beacon Heights on Sunday. They do their worship by live stream as well. And then she'll be here with us at the church starting on Monday, probably working some at home and some here, and meeting the rest of the staff for our staff meeting on Tuesday. So as we turn that corner, just one more chance to remind you that if you'd like to give something to the welcome basket that we're preparing for her, you can still do that. A couple more days for you to turn things in. You can, maybe better at this point, simply to come by the church and put it in the white mailbox by the staff entrance on the east side of the building. Just put it in that white mailbox, put up the flag, and one of us will get it and bring it in. The other thing is people are still sending in little introductory videos of just your name and maybe your members of your family, who you are, putting names and faces together. You can send those to Seth, clog up his email box.
Yeah. I think we have about 45.
Oh, wow.
Right now. I'm not sure if the welcome team had a number, a benchmark they were trying to get to, but we can always
And if
always do
each
better.
person accidentally sends it to you 3 or 4 times instead of
right.
just once,
That's right.
That's like 200 and
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
videos in your email box. So
People are experiencing the growing pains of trying to send semi-large video files.
Right,
So
right.
we experience that here with our midweek update videos too. So
yeah.
we're in it together. But
Right.
we could still use as many of those. Again, they can just be 10 seconds long or whatnot, if you any length.
I just think about when I came here, how long it took me to learn everybody's names and faces, and you have had that experience just so recently. It's a little intimidating, and certainly if you don't get a chance to see people as easily in person.
Yeah.
So this will be a nice help for her to get acquainted. Yeah. Well, we're going to finish up with a song. This is a song that's going to be part of the worship service on Sunday. Seth's going to sing and introduce it to us, and then when you get to the worship service on Sunday, having heard it today, maybe feel a little more comfortable singing along. So.
Yeah. I'll just sing part of it here so you can familiarize yourself. Here are my hands, they're small, they're small. Here are my hands, they're small and trembling. Here are my arms, they're weak, but here are my arms, they're weak, but willing. Here are my eyes, they burn with memories. Here are my eyes, they're teared and tired. Here are my feet, they're slow, but here are my feet, they're stumbling to you now. And God, I know there still is so much I just don't know. But God, I believe your kingdom can still be built in me. So here is my heart. Here is my soul. Take me in part. Take me in whole, whole, whole. I want to be whole, whole, whole. I want to be whole.
One of the things about the scripture text for Sunday is this invitation to give the cup of cold water. Just recognizing that small steps, small things can make a big difference, can communicate a deep and true message. And so maybe we just end with some encouragement to you, to us, to do our bit, even if it's a small thing, to invite God's kingdom to come on earth. So we'll look forward to Sunday, and hope you're well and taking care of each other. So take care.